That compares to 35% who say their situation has improved, 14% who can't say one way or the other. Mike Gallagher of MikeOnline.com is a Fox News contributor, and Alicia Menendez is a senior advisor to NDN and the New Policy Institute, a liberal think tank. NDN, that's where our friend Simon Rosenberg comes out of.
He's going to be on. We're having a doubleheader.
That's right. Okay, good. Okay, so let's talk about this because, you know, basically most Americans feel they're worse off, Mike, and this is something that President Reagan used when he was running for re-election, saying, are you better off than you were 4 years ago, or when he was running for election, I should say, the first time, and it worked.
You know, on my Facebook page, we always put a notification when I'm going to appear on your show, Megan, and the very first respondent said, to the question, are we better off or worse off, in all caps, are you kidding me? I mean, for most Americans, this isn't even a debate or a discussion to be had. The midterm election was total validation of everything people on my side have been saying about the miserable direction that Obama and the Democrats have taken this country towards. So, you know, this is absolutely a no-brainer. I mean, we're going to continue to see a changing tide. I look at this very optimistically, Megan. Frankly, I think Republicans and conservatives are more unified than ever before, certainly way more than we were 2 years ago. And so from the glass half full perspective, I think we're better off politically, economically, unemployment. Obviously, the country's in a mess right now. But I think in terms of the philosophy of the Republican Party, we're in pretty good shape right now.
Well, I want to ask you about this, Alicia, because the folks responding to the poll gave a little bit more information about why they feel the way they feel about the economy. And we asked, not we asked, but the pollsters asked Bloomberg, do you think things in the nation are headed in the right direction, or have they gone on the wrong track? 66% say we're on the wrong track. Just 27% say right direction. Look at that, 66%. Two-thirds of the country were on the wrong track. And then when asked, what do you see as the most important issue facing the country right now, 50% answered it's unemployment and jobs. And Alicia, this is the thing that the Republicans ran on in advance of the midterm election, saying that President Obama didn't get, that it should be all about the unemployment and the jobs.
Right. And I think there's nobody paying closer attention, nobody more tuned to these numbers than President Obama and his economic team. I think that's why you see him very willing to make compromises with Republican legislators to make sure that we have things in there that are going to stimulate the economy, like this payroll tax credit. And then we're going to also have things that are going to make sure that the bottom doesn't fall out of our middle class, like the extension of unemployment benefits. What I think is the incredible irony here is, you're right, Republicans won this election because they talked about the economy, they talked about jobs, and when they had an opportunity to go to the mat, to double down on something, they chose to extend tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans.
Alicia.
That seems incredibly out of touch with the results of this poll, which show that 61% of Americans don't agree with that policy.
Alicia,
I'm getting the feeling that Mike does not agree with you.
I mean, this class warfare game you guys play, Alicia, is failing. You can't keep
We're
doing
the ones playing class warfare when you're extending tax cuts for the wealthiest 1%.
Most people don't care about the 1%'s tax bracket.
Not according to this poll, Mike. Did you read the poll?
This is what you guys can't get past.
Did you read the poll or not?
You're beating this drum.
61%.
66% say we're headed in the wrong direction. And that isn't because
61% don't agree with you.
Excuse me, and that isn't because of the 1% of multimillionaires who are making too much money and not getting enough tax breaks. You know, Alicia, you guys have got to try a new tune. The fact of the matter is,
so what is your new tune? What do you have for me? Because the only thing I'm hearing from you is the estate tax.
Let me address it. You just evaded the question that Megan had about jobs. You said, oh, President Obama is paying attention to the jobs concern, and he's trying to stimulate the economy. You guys can't run...
So what's your plan for job creation? Because the president's made it very clear that he believes that we invest in our public sector and in our private sector, and that's why you have businesses growing, the stock market up.
For starters, you're not going to break the backs of medium and small business owners who make $250,000 a year and tax them.
Okay, so he compromised on that, Mike. You got to go on. What else do you have for me?
Well, that's a great start, and as long as you guys stop beating that class warfare drum, perhaps we're going to see some more change.
So what else do you have, Mike? You've given me one thing. What else?
We have to stop spending, and we've got to get the deficit under this wild control.
You know what? When you look at this, it looks like no one gives a damn about the deficit.
Yeah, no,
there's such a small percentage of Americans for whom that's a top issue, because you're right. People care about jobs. People care about the economy. They want us to get back on track.
I'll challenge you on that one, Alicia, because it is the next thing they care about. Number one is unemployment and jobs. Number two is the federal federal deficit.
But there's a
and government
huge
spending.
divide between them, Megan, and I think that of course people care, but there is a question of priority. I think what people want to see is us getting the economy back on track,
Alicia?
getting it stimulated, and then dealing with the deficit. But this idea that somehow the Republicans' plan is centered around the deficit when they just extended tax cuts for the wealthiest 1% of Americans, absolutely blowing up the deficit.
Well, the truth is, Mike, that both sides, both parties are about to significantly add to the deficit.
Listen,
the Republicans who want the tax breaks extended for the rich, and the Democrats who want unemployment benefits to go on for 99 weeks.
It's not, Megan. You can't buy into this. The tax breaks extended for the rich. The Obama has agreed we're not going to give tax increases to anybody for 2 years. This isn't a focus about the rich or the middle class. And Alicia and her ilk cannot get around not escape the fact that nothing that Obama has done for 2 years has avoided a 10% unemployment rate that we're going to be stuck with, according to him,
Mike,
for another year.
What would have happened if Barack Obama had not taken the actions he's taken? Almost every economist would tell you that we would be in a worse state than we are right now. So, yeah, people are right. They're not in a good spot. They do want jobs. But thank goodness they had Barack Obama and Democrats actively working on an economic plan, as opposed to Republicans who've done
that doesn't seem to be the message that was sent on Election Day. Thank goodness for Barack Obama.
But you're right, Megan. The message that was sent was that they want a plan, and Republicans have provided absolutely nothing.
Right. Well, your plan is to say the greedy corporations and the millionaires need to be punished, and it could be worse.
No, not that they need to be punished, Mike. That they shouldn't get more than anyone else.
It could be worse, right? I hope not.
Thank you, Megan.
We're awaiting. This was explosive, but we're awaiting something even more explosive.
Okay.
Out in Escondido. That was a good debate. I like it when I don't have to do anything. Mike and Alicia, thanks both so much.